always green.
We are Tech Check 13.
Hi-ho, 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 hi-ho.
Hello and welcome in Aaron Tech Enthusiast. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
And we're back again to bring you another 13 minutes of tech. Today's topic, it is getting your summer break and everything, so we're talking about the pod and camping.
Yeah, this is right down my alley.
Joe's a big camper, loves hiking, loves all that, and we found that planning a trip with the pod actually was quite doable and rather
It was
enjoyable.
fun. I enjoyed doing this one. I did all kinds of little fun pretend trips just on the pod just because it was that much fun.
And what we got for you today is we've got several apps we're going to go over to help you plan your trip, whether you're camping, whether you're going in an RV, just wherever you're going for your summer vacation there to have your break and enjoy your time with nature. Now, we're going to go over about 4 or 5 apps today that we found that work very well with the pod. There was some issues, of course, always, but the issues were more with the apps themselves, not using the app on the pod when we looked through the reviews. The first one we want to get to, it's a program called HipCamp. Now, what I like about HipCamp is it's for booking private campgrounds and RV resorts. It shows a ton, it brings up a map and shows you a ton of different features. One thing that I do want to praise more than anything, it shows you where toilets are, where real human toilets are, and it also shows you what resorts are pet friendly.
Yeah, it'll show you whether or not they're flush toilets or what type of toilets and whether or not you have hot and cold showers. The HipCamp is kind of like Airbnb for camping.
It is. The only problems that people seem to have, I mean, there's a ton of information for it. Let me get that out before I get to the problems. It had, when I loaded up the map, it found my location when I allowed it on the pod. It was able to pull up several areas and several different options. Really enjoyed it.
Yes, there was a lot of different things that I found on the HipCamp, like stays in converted school buses and just yurts, and then there were their cabins, and of course there were your tent camping sites. Everything was there.
Now, the only cons that can be is some people listed that it can be inaccurate on whether the campground's still open or not. It might be an old listing that was still stuck in their system. And the other thing is, just like places like Ticketmaster, service fees. People complained a lot about the service fees on it. They seem to have a real big problem with it because they can go anywhere from $20 to up to $69.
With HipCamp, though, you can also, there's a way that you are able to like text with the owners, or at least the ones that are managing the sites. So if there's differences, changes, special accommodations you need, you can also go that route to find out too if it's open, what the updated facilities are like, things like that. There is that availability to do through the texting with it.
Yeah, it's a very, very versatile program. It's one that it did impress me.
Yes.
A couple on this list did not. We will get to that, but this one did. HipCamp, I highly recommend if you want to start looking for your trip.
Yeah, it's real good for finding some of your oddball sites and things like that too. It's just, I enjoyed it. I've used it. It's just a real good program.
I have nothing bad to say, like I said. A little bit of inaccuracy, but that wasn't the program's fault, just the map needs updated, and that was the biggest complaint, other than the service fees, like I said.
Yes,
But
that is true.
you can't really get through much without service fees nowadays. The next app we're going to bring to you is called Campendium. Now, it shows RV and camper spots, and again, very versatile. It even shows parking places like Walmarts or Cabela's, places like that don't mind you parking your RV overnight, which I found really useful. And it even showed places where there's public restrooms and places to empty your septic tank on your RV.
Yeah, with Campendium, there is a lot of sites that are considered to be free, like Sean here had mentioned, parking lots in Walmart or places like that. I've used it. I've actually went to a spot or two that it had shown that was free. There was a place that I went to that was actually for horseback trailers. They would park horseback trailers there to go out on the trails. But they didn't mind for overnight camping. You just had to be careful not to overstay. You can only, this is the site, not the app. But That's one of the things that I found that Campidium did not show, was to be like limited times. Like some of these spots you can only stay overnight, some spots you can stay 2 or 3 days. Campidium did not show that. You had to actually either go to the site itself or try to contact the site owners.
Now, it had a lot of that information, and the problem that I had with it was it had a lot of information, but HipCamp had 3 times the amount of places.
Yeah, one of the things I forgot to mention about HipCamp too is a lot of the sites that you go to, you can have add-ons like horseback riding, special meals prepared at farms, things like that. You could add on, of course, extra fees, but that's with the site.
But it
That
builds
doesn't have
the
to do with it.
experience. I mean, those fees are
Oh, yeah.
massively worth it on most of it.
Yeah, on a lot of it. You can buy farm fresh eggs and goat cheese, you know, on some of these places. And usually the food that you order is pretty much homemade, made out of somebody's kitchen. But, you know, it is there, it is available. And I just wanted to mention that with the HipCamp.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's reconnecting with nature, farm to fresh food instead of buying all this processed stuff that's taken over today.
Oh, yeah, very much so. And, you know, you don't have to, when you buy farm fresh eggs, and they're not pre-washed, you really don't have to refrigerate them.
6
So-
months, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, a friend
yes.
of mine owns a farm. As long as you don't wash the coating off, those eggs will stay for good for 6 months.
Yeah, so if you're out camping and you buy these farm fresh eggs, they're going to be good for you for, you know, 2-3 weeks, you know, that you'll be camping, if that's how, you know,
They stay
however long you're
shelf
going to be.
stable
So
for you.
yeah, they're shelf stable. So, you know, there's that option there with the HipCamp app.
Now, this was also a free app that we saw on here, so I'm not knocking it for not having everything because the price is right. It's free.
Yeah, there's no user fee on the app itself.
Now, HipCamp was also free, but like I said, once you did a booking through it, that's when you got the service charges.
Yes.
But a lot of people like camping. A lot of people like going with an RV, and that's where we're going next. RV Parky was, it's an interesting app. It's a free app, but it has a paid version. It does have ads.
Yeah.
But looking at the free app, it's Campendium on steroids, pretty much. And so many more places were listed, better organization of the places. And once you take an account, you can log your trip, and it has a trip journal built into it as well. Like I said, if you thought Campendium or HipCamp were good, RV Parky. Now again, this is for RV. This is not for finding a campsite with a tent. This is for RVs themselves. Or campers, of course, that you can tow. But it had so many options and so many places listed, more than HipCamp and Campendium combined. Like I said, it's those apps on steroids.
Yeah, RV Parky did have a whole lot more to it. They're more geared towards RV use and RV campgrounds than the other 2 apps are. But like Sean said, it just had so much more listings there and everything. And the journaling was really nice.
It makes you, with the journal aspect, is very nice because you can, as Joe was saying, you can go to these places that have the extras of the horseback riding and the food and everything. And this way you can keep a journal of it in case you want to blog it, or just to keep on your notes that, hey, this place served food, but it wasn't that good, or this was the best egg sandwich I've ever had.
Yeah. You can also put on there, you know, whether or not you thought showers were clean, you know, and keep it for future references if you decide you want to come back, you know, just anything really.
Now, I did have a problem with this app and the pod. A lot of things like the trip journal and all that, it requires an account login. Now, I went to make an account for it, and I tried for half an hour, and it kept giving me a server error. I don't know if it was the pod or the server. I think it was a server because I couldn't from my phone either, but I couldn't make an account to try out all the features.
I didn't have a problem with it, but I'd already had an account already set up, so I can't speak on that as far as setting one up now. Mine's been there for quite some time.
And I like the app enough myself. I'm going to go back and try again and try to plan out a trip with this because, like I said, it was absolutely an amazing app.
Yes.
Well, we got a planned trip, so where do we go next? We go to Outdoorsy. It's another app, and it's the app to rent an RV, a camper.
Yeah, this one I ran into, I was kind of a little bit surprised when I found it. It's sort of like, I guess, Airbnb for renting RVs. I've seen everything from camper vans to RVs on there that's just would blow your mind away.
Well, that was my problem with it. Okay, so the first problem, many users reported that not working on an updated Android. Worked fine on the pod. Everything worked fine. But at what you can find, I went through and went to checkout, of course. I didn't buy this, but I chose a camper RV that was 200 a night, and I chose it for 2 nights, which would be $400. The problem was after I went through all the fees and everything, it was $671.27. $271.27 in fees. That is outrageous. That's insane. It's the reason I wouldn't use it. And I left feedback saying that. If they come down on those fees, we might be able to talk. Because like I said, it was a great app. You could find any type of RV you wanted, whether it was a 2-person or a whole family. Even ones you can pull behind your truck and camp in at rest stops or campgrounds. But those fees, damn those fees. I'm sorry, that is insane.
Yeah, looking at the options, how much it would cost, the cost was pretty steep. Not really, I can't speak too much on other RV rentals because we were just doing the apps and looking at that. I'm sure there are others out there that are probably you'll find with cheaper RV rental.
Now, the next one we're going to touch on is Stay Free. Stay Free is another camping site, and the thing is, it doesn't, when you look at it, it's like, wow, this map doesn't have near as much, but then you realize it's for free camping sites.
Yes.
There's some basic functionality. The problem is, you can find a bunch of free campsites, but any extras are behind a paywall. It's not that expensive of a paywall. I mean, you can do it for $4.50 a month. You can do it for $9 for 3 months, or you can do it for $18.99 for a whole year. So it's not a ton to spend, but it does have features that are locked behind a paywall, and we are just not big fans of that.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the drawbacks on Stay Free. Did you try to map it, like find the sites and then map it from?
Yes, and it asked me to pay.
Yeah, see, there it is. That's the big draw that I have against it is you can't map it. You have to go outside the app and try to guess about where it is to try to map to see where it is, what might be close to some of the things you want to go see. If you're, like a lot of times I'll go kayaking, so I want to make sure I'm fairly close to the river. So, I want to know if the campsite's near the river. With Stay Free, you couldn't really do that, but it does show you a lot of different free places to stay, and it'll show you a little bit of some of the more or less lack of amenities, whether or not there's bathrooms on site and stuff like that.
My problem with it is it charges, but it's called Stay Free. I mean, if you want to give us a charge app, give us something like The Dirt, which is what we're coming to next. The Dirt is a paid app. It requires, so you get a 7-day trial and it has a subscription. But if you want everything we've talked about today rolled into one, The Dirt has it. The Dirt has just about everything. You get a 7-day trial to try everything out to make sure it's for you, because that way you know if it's worth paying for. It's $60 a year. I mean, $5 a month, not too bad. And for all it has, if you are a camping enthusiast or wanting to live the RV life, it's more than worth the money. And that's DYRT, The Dirt.
Yeah, it's a really good app. My problem with it is, of course, the paywall. Back in the day, it used to be totally free, but then they put up the paywall, as most of your apps are doing these days. But it is a good app. Wasn't this one the one, Sean, that would show you whether or not you had cell signal at the sites?
Yes. Though I have one of the big complaints is that the coverage maps have not been updated in a while.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. I did run into one site that I knew had been closed down. It was free that you could stay because of some rules, regulations, and things like that. They decided to shut the area down and not allow overnight camping anymore there. The Dirt did not remove it. It was still on there. So, you do pay attention to that if you use the Dirt.
Which, for me, that's actually a problem. If I'm paying for it, they need to keep their servers updated.
I agree.
That's my complaint on the Dirt. I mean, yes, it has some outdated information, which I'm okay with that on HipCamp because HipCamp is free. I'm okay with that on Camp Dominion because Camp Dominion is free. I'm not okay with that on an app I'm paying for. If I'm paying for it, I want updated information.
Right. They do not have a free app. It's a 7-day trial, and you have to pay. And I
it
agree
did not
with you,
have a
Sean.
monthly option either. It had a $60, a $59.99 option. It did not have an option to do it monthly. It only had a yearly option.
Well, that's changed too over the years. That's to me. That's just asking for the app to go down.
It may have a monthly trial, if you don't do the 7-day trial, but the 7-day trial said 7-day trial, then $59.99.
Right. I didn't find a monthly fee on it either. I didn't really go looking for one. There may be one there, but I didn't find one. It used to be a really, really good app. Like Sean said, though, it doesn't keep its database very well updated. And there are, of course, one of the things I did like about it is it would show whether or not you had cell phone signal at these sites, and it would break it even down into who the carrier was, that kind of thing. Now, how accurate that is, I don't know. I never really was able to go to the sites to test any of those out, so I can't verify the accuracy. However, some of the things that I seen on there said that things have been outdated, so I would assume that even that part was a little bit outdated as well.
And those are the apps we're bringing to you today. We hope we help you on your camping RV adventure. Have some fun this summer. Get out, kayak, ride some horses, sleep under the sun, or sleep under the moon. Have fun under the sun.
That's right. Get away from the screen for a little bit, but take it with you. That's what the pod and the glasses is all about.
And the best thing is with the pod, if you have the Way Key on your computer at home, you can hotspot up your pod and
Yes.
do your productivity at a campsite if you want to.
Yeah, whatever you have on your computer is available to you at your campsite as long as you have the cell service or Wi-Fi service rather. So yeah, I mean it's great to take with you camping, and it's small, so it fits very easily into your backpacks or whatever you're taking camping with you.
And now, while you're remoting into your computer using the Way Key and everything in in-air space, there is noticeably some lag. I can tell from the beta update and what's coming and everything that lag is being very quickly taken care of. It is one of in-air's top priorities to get rid of that. I have found it at this point to be a very usable way to do it, and I think it'd be perfect, guys. Have someone driving the RV, you doing your work on thing, and then you guys both get to enjoy your time at a campground, fishing, swimming, horseback riding, anything. The
Yes.
options are completely open to you.
Yeah, and also the pod, if you are in an RV, most likely there's a TV. With the pod, with HDMI, you could hook it up into the TV, and then you got your streaming apps right there
You
with
don't
you.
even need to use an HDMI. The
Well,
pod
no,
can
you could
cast
do-
if it's a smart TV.
Well, this is true. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could cast to a smart TV. I don't know how well that would work. I've not really tried the
I
smart
it.
cast.
It
Have
works
you?
great.
Any no lag?
I had some lag when I was playing my video games on it, and on the movies I had no lag, but I also haven't tried it since the last update.
Oh, okay.
So I
all
will
right,
be
so-
honest about that. And that's the things they were working on in those updates specifically was lag. So I'm excited to try it again because what I like to do is I like to, as I've mentioned several times, I love classic video games. So I'll use the pod and actually cast the video game to my TV and play it with my Xbox controller, my regular Nintendo games and Super Nintendo and all that.
Yeah, so playing games, lag is a big thing. So you didn't have any problems with it when you were doing
And
it
a
that
little
way.
bit with the video games, but like I said,
yes.
there's been 2 updates since then. So
Okay,
and they were
and maybe
spec-
even a third one might be coming down the road.
there is a third one coming down the road. I have the beta software now of it, and it is a lot less laggy on just about everything.
Awesome.
All right, well, that's what we wanted to bring you today. Hopefully, we help you jumpstart your summer and have a good trip.
Enjoy the outdoors.
Enjoy them well. I'm Sean,
I'm Joe.
and this has been Tech Check 13. We hope to see you in the next one.
It's almost midnight, and something evil's prowling in the dark. Beneath the moonlight, you see a sight that nearly stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make You're camping at night, camping night. No one but Check 13 is gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You chose camping, camping night. You try to find the light, to bright the night, and share, like and subscribe before the beast takes its dive. You chose camping, camping.